This is section 7.5, trapezoids and kites. Trapezoids and kites. Okay. So to be a trapezoid is a quadrilateral. Quadrilateral meant, quadrilateral meant 4 sides with exactly one pair of parallel sides. One pair of parallel sides. There's the red lines, red arrows to show parallel. And remember that when you're going to show parallel on a picture, you use the arrows. And then the parallel sides, they're going to be called the bases of the trapezoid. Sometimes it'll look like a normal old trapezoid like this does. Sometimes it'll be upside down, and sometimes it'll be on its side. So we got to pay attention for that. So if we look at this and we want to know, is this a trapezoid? Well, I think the easiest way would just be do the slope of RS and the slope of OT and see if they're the same. If they're the same, then those two lines are parallel. So let's see here. We could do the slope formula, but I think since it's already graphed for us, we'll just count. So if I go from R to S, I would go up 1 and to the right 2. Up 1 to the right 2. So that's 1 over 2. If I go up to from O to T, I'd go up 2 and to the right 4. So that's 2 over 4, but that would be reduced to 1/2 also. So you would say, yes, RS is parallel to OT. So that makes it a parallelogram. I'm sorry, trapezoid, sorry. An isosceles trapezoid, we've seen the isosceles word before. That's when two sides are congruent. So if the legs of a trapezoid are congruent, then the trapezoid is called an isosceles trapezoid. Couple rules that are true in an isosceles trapezoid. Each pair of base angles are congruent, and the diagonals are congruent. So in this picture, that'd be BD is congruent to CA. We got something called the mid-segment. Mid-segment, we've used that before with triangles, but now we're going to use it with isosceles trapezoids, or trapezoids, yeah. And so this is our new formula for mid-segment of a trapezoid. So basically what I like to call it is base plus base divided by 2. And that's going to equal the middle. So base plus base divided by 2 equals the middle. All right, let's try to find some angles here. Let's see here. So the base angles are congruent. So that means that angle J is congruent to angle H, and then F and G are going to be the same. So let's see here. So we got angle H, that's going to be 110. And then let's find F and G. So let's see, how much does the whole thing equal? How many, what degree? So that's our n minus 2 times 180. So that'd be 4 minus 2. So that's 2 times 2, so that's 360. So we got a total of 360. I need to subtract 110 twice. Let's see what we get. Whoops, I wrote 100 the second time. So I got to subtract 110 twice. So 360 minus 110 minus 110 is 140. And then I've got 2 of those, so I would divide by 2. So angle F is going to be 70, and angle G is going to be 70. All right, hit pause and see how far you can get on this one. So these two marks right there means it's isosceles. So if that's 68, then this is 68. And another way to do it, we could do what we did right here. Figure out that it's 360 and then subtract and divide by 2. Another way to do it is these two are parallel lines with a line in between. So that makes this angle and this angle supplementary. So another thing you could do is you could just go 180 minus 68 to get angle H or angle G. 180 minus 68 is 112, and that would make it for both of them. Angle G, angle H are both 112. You could also do what we did over here in blue, and you'll get 112 over there too. Okay, find the mid-segment of the trapezoid. So we're going to go base plus base divided by 2 equals the middle. So 21 plus 17 divided by 2. I'm just going to put an X right there. So that's 38 divided by 2. So that's 19. You guys try to hit pause. See if you can do number 7. This time the bases are on their sides. So the 64 and the 82, those are the bases. So we go 64 plus 82 divided by 2. 64 plus 82 equals 146 divided by 2, 73. Okay, so now we're going to do the same thing, but just have a little bit of algebra in it. Okay. So here we're still going to go base plus base divided by 2 equals the middle. So base 44 plus base 10 divided by 2 equals the middle, 2x minus 1. Since on the left is all numbers, I would just keep working that out. 44 plus 10 is 54 divided by 2. 54 divided by 2 is 27. And now we solve the equation in red. Add 1. 28 equals 2x. And then divide by 2. So you get 14. You guys try to do, hit pause and try to do number 13. So we're going to go base plus base divided by 2 equals the middle. You're going to get a decimal on this one. So that's a divide by 2. To get rid of it, we come over here and multiply by 2. So I got 4x plus 43 equals 64. Subtract 43, you got 4x equals 21. Divide by 4, so you get 5.25. All right, kites. A kite diagonal theorem. If a quadrilateral is a kite, then its diagonals are perpendicular. They're perpendicular, so that means right angles. Kite opposite angle theorem. In a quadrilateral, then exactly one pair of opposite angles are congruent. If a quadrilateral ABCD is a kite and BC is congruent to BA, then angle A is congruent to angle C. But angle B is not congruent to angle. So just kind of look at this picture. You got those two segments congruent, those two segments congruent. So those two angles are congruent. But B and D would not be congruent. All right, let's see what we got. So if it's a kite, so what we would do is, if that's 88, then that's 88. That was easy. On 15, these two angles are going to be congruent, so 2x equals 111. All we got to do is just divide by 2. I think it's 55.5. All right, these last two, we got to do a little Pythagorean theorem. Let's see if we remember that. A squared plus b squared equals c squared. So we got right angles right there, and if we look there, we go 5, 5, and then I'm just going to call that x right there. Pythagorean theorem, a squared plus b squared equals c squared. So I'd go 5 squared plus 5 squared equals x squared. 5 squared is 25 plus 25 equals x squared. 25 and 25 is 50 equals x squared. And at this step, this is when you have a number equals x squared. So I'm going to take the square root of both sides. We're going to round to the 10th. So when I take the square root of 50 on my calculator, I get 7.071. 7.071. If I'm going to round to the 10th, how do I do that? The 0 is in the 10th spot. Remember, there's no 1th. It goes 10th, 100th, 1000th. So you look at, so I always underline the spot I'm looking at. Look to the right. If it's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, then that bumps that up. If this would have been 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, then I would have just chopped it off. So this becomes 7.1. So ST equals 7.1. So let's see here. 7.1 there, 7.1 there. Now we need to do the big triangle on the bottom. So we've got this one, and we've got 5, 12, and we'll call that y. So we'd go 5 squared plus 12 squared equals y squared. 25 plus 144 equals y squared. 169 equals y squared. And when I take the square root, if you take the square root of 169, it comes out nice, 13. So here's another one to practice. And if you practice this one, I don't know if I have space to do both of them, so I'm just going to give you the answers to these two. ST and SV, they equal 12.1. And then VU and UT, they equal 11.4. And so practice those. If you can't get that, then ask me and I'll go over them with you. Have a good day.